Bicycle transportation is fairly common in the Netherlands. Unfortunately, a decrease in helmet wear among cyclists has increased the frequency of cycling accidents and their harmful outcomes such as injury and death. Do you think using a helmet can help prevent accidents? But before going to the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for future interesting videos. According to reports in the Netherlands, more must be done to reduce traffic collisions, and this may include urging more susceptible riders to wear helmets. Only 3% of regular bike riders and 2% of bike riders receiving hospital treatment wore one. Cycling promotes a healthy lifestyle and keeps both young and old active. A group of doctors launched a campaign last year to get Dutch cyclists to wear helmets, claiming that doing so would significantly reduce brain injuries. The doctors specifically aim to promote helmet use among particularly susceptible individuals, such as youngsters and bike riders. The Dutch Cycling Union, Fietsverbond, meanwhile, is against making helmets required, claiming that doing so will discourage people from using bicycles for short trips. It claims that pushing the use of helmets supports the notion that cycling is not a safe sport in and of itself. Although cycling is proven to have health benefits, if proper safety precautions like wearing helmets are not taken, it can also result in accidents and injuries. 19% of all unintentional injuries were treated at emergency rooms in the Netherlands in 2016 as a result of traffic injuries. In the Netherlands, riders who are not wearing helmets are responsible for 60% of all traffic-related injuries. The Netherlands maintains an ongoing injury registration in order to keep track of accidents and injuries. The Dutch Injury Surveillance System, or DIS, offers the opportunity to conduct patient follow-up research and is representative of all emergency departments. This study's goal was to learn more about the self-reported causes and risk factors of bike accidents. Patients were issued a questionnaire as part of this case control investigation following a bicycle collision in 2016 and compared to a control group of riders who had not experienced a bicycle accident the year prior. Senior cyclists frequently cite mounting as a cause of injury. Injury-causing behaviors of both other road users and cyclists themselves have a significant impact. However, using a smartphone specifically was not a significant factor in any bicycle accidents. Despite these statistics, Dutch people are still reluctant to wear helmets. In the eyes of the Dutch, helmet use is practically non-existent, and yet the country has the lowest rate of cycling-related fatalities and injuries worldwide. If helmets really were effective, the USA would be the safest place to cycle, right? Cycling in the Netherlands is safe because of the environment that has been created to promote safe cycling, so the Dutch don't need to wear helmets. Most head injuries occur to passengers in automobiles. Perhaps those who operate and travel in motor vehicles should wear helmets. It defies logic that cycling there is 5 times safer than cycling in the US. It would be more reasonable to ask why you don't wear a helmet when driving a car. In other words, driving a car in the US places you at a lower risk of sustaining a brain injury per hour or per trip than riding a bike in the Netherlands. Focusing solely on bicycle helmets in the US doesn't make much sense because cycling is riskier, but not significantly so. We're more concerned about daytime bikers than we're about nighttime drivers who are not wearing helmets, even though biking in the daylight when it's clear out is undoubtedly safer than driving in the rain at night. Several times it was brought up whether or not we should be obliged to wear helmets when driving. The Dutch ride their bikes very slowly and lazily. Many of them could probably be jogged alongside. Therefore, wearing a helmet while biking strikes a Dutch person as being as ridiculous as wearing a helmet while jogging does to an American. Cycling is discouraged by helmet laws. Furthermore, it is against Dutch policy to promote helmet use because, in the long run, it would undermine the widespread use of bicycles. Yes, some fatalities would be prevented. However, in reality, promoting helmet use means reducing cycling. Cycling levels decline in areas where wearing a helmet is required. Lack of exercise is significantly more dangerous than biking without a helmet in terms of the impact on public health. The precise meaning of much more dangerous depends on the level of cycling risk in the area. According to estimates, the risk-to-reward ratio for cyclists in England is roughly 1:10. It is roughly 1:5 in the US due to our hazardous roadways, whereas it is 1:25 in the Netherlands. Accordingly, 25 years are added to a person's life due to improved health as a result of exercise for every year lost to bicycle accidents in the Netherlands. With helmets on, some Dutch riders don't feel as secure. There is disagreement over whether wearing a helmet makes cycling safer. Several tests appear to indicate that the skull is better protected, but the upper vertebrae are more vulnerable. The use of a full helmet, as on motorcycles and in cars, can remedy this issue, but for bicycles it reduces the viewing angle, making cycling more hazardous. Bikers use their own routes. We now know that cycling is substantially safer in the Netherlands, but it was made clear that safety is one of the main benefits. People don't typically just fall off bikes when you distance them from cars. Therefore, you don't need a walking helmet any more than you do a bike helmet. Because cycling infrastructure is interconnected throughout the country of the Netherlands, it functions as a whole. Road users pay more attention to bicycles. Bicycles are used for more than 27% of all trips in the Netherlands. Anywhere you go in your car, you nearly always have to share a portion of the road with a bike. When compared to the UK, where only 4% of trips are made on bikes, it becomes clear why Dutch drivers are so accustomed to sharing the road. The fact that so many Dutch people cycle, according to Peter van der Nap, director of the Dutch Institute for Road Safety and Research, or SWOV, has made cycling safer over time. The SWOV claims that biking is less secure than driving a car. However, riding a bike is safer than using a moped or a motorcycle. Helmets sometimes don't work. Bicycle helmets, according to a lot of Dutch people, are constrictive and can limit riders' field of vision, making it challenging to rapidly glance over one's shoulder to check the traffic or execute a sharp right turn without hitting anyone. Theo Zegers, a traffic expert, says that if anyone is hit by a car on your bike, the helmet cannot protect us from the whole impact of that hit. No bike element has ever been created that'll shield you from the hazardous impacts you encounter at high speeds. Such a helmet cannot be created, and I don't believe it'll ever be. He concludes by suggesting that helmets could be useful in collisions with other vehicles. Traffic lessons for 5-year-olds. Dutchies learn about traffic when they are 5 years old at school. Running around the playground while being aware that red signifies stopping and green signifies moving may be the beginning. The lessons become increasingly challenging as Dutch kids age, and before you know it, everyone is riding bikes to school. Before they can legally begin cycling themselves, they do not need to pass a cycling test. Fewer restrictions, more cycling. According to a 2015 study that quantified the advantages of riding in the Netherlands, all the cycling and fresh air provide Dutch citizens a half-year greater life expectancy and a 6,500 fewer fatalities annually. Cycling UK claims that the use of bicycles has significantly decreased in several countries when helmet rules are strictly enforced. For instance, since such a law was implemented in Western Australia, bicycle use has decreased by roughly 30%. So what would happen if the government made wearing a helmet mandatory overnight? Who knows what might occur in the Netherlands if a comparable restriction was imposed by the government? It's probable that not having their helmets would discourage people from taking the numerous short bike journeys they do. However, using a helmet when riding can greatly reduce the likelihood of having an automobile accident. The Dutch seem more concerned with providing well-lit bicycle lanes, enforcing helmet laws, and promoting safe riding habits like avoiding texting or riding while intoxicated. The study indicated that in the Netherlands, 54% of men and 60% of those under 25 had the most bicycle accidents as a result of their reluctance to wear helmets while cycling. And that's all about today's video. What's your opinion about wearing a helmet while riding? Let's know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more future videos.